Blueprint for a private army. The Regional Corp. Armies have infamously been federalist, not just in their internal structure but as elements of a federalist system. They might be defending a monarchy, the army being directly answerable to the king, or a national force where the head political office serves as the army commander. Private armies are less common, though the Janissaries and the recent Wagner Group are evidence such groups have existed and may still exist where the national government is weak. However, if private armies seem a bad idea, it is not because national forces have proved to be an unmitigated good. Even private armies are more likely to operate as mercenaries than as regional entities. This is partly due to the fact that if a private army, such as that operated by Cecil Rhodes or some other adventurers in Africa, is effective, they become the de facto government and therefore assume the status of a federalist military force. In the context of this essay, we are not discussing federal options. It is referred to here as a private army to distinguish it from armies created to defend public organizations such as nations and mercenary bands. A truly private army is regional in its structure and operation. This means that unlike any other military force, a regional force is tied to a region and operates in response to local needs, not global politics. In this sense, the Regional Corp is as much a police force and emergency task force as it is an army in the conventional sense of the word. Unlike conventional armies, it is not formed by a general or political leader seeing a need and acquiring the manpower and capital to serve the elements of that need. The Regional Corp begins on the ground where it operates and is needed. As with all of Apriorian regionals policies, the Regional Corp follows guidelines mined from Scripture. Most notably Matthew 18:18. Men gather with the objective to provide security for their families and church. As with all other activities done in faith, regional guards are paid for their training and service. To not pay people for the value they create is to break faith. If we break faith with our guards, how can we expect them to respond when others break faith with us? When a regional Christian or member of a regional church offends his church, the members respond according to the pattern laid out in Matthew 18:15-20. This assumes a process that is conducted in-house, that is within the structure of the church. Regional guards are used when a more formal process is needed. However, for best results, the federalism system needs to be dismantled first. Region is a theoretical community based on the regionalist model. It prefers as a unit of account. It is structured according to biblical precepts. Being regionalist, power is concentrated at the base. It postulated there are 12 power centers in a community. These are 12 ways that people work in faith and add value to assets. These are known as the 12 sectors. One of these contains the Regional Guard. The sectors are economic divisions. Each sector is represented by a limited council. These are specific to the type of economic activity covered by their mandate. Thus, plumbers operate the limited council that does plumbing. The building trades are run by a limited council that represents the building trades, and so on. A general council represents the political sectors or jurisdictions. A general council of Muskoka synchronizes the activities of the sectors within Muskoka. A higher general council oversees operations in Muskoka and the rest of Ontario, a higher one oversees the jurisdiction of Canada, and so on. However, the power remains at the base. Because the financial operations are always decentralized. So, Apriorian regional as a place or organization is akin to a market. The Regional Guard operates as a business. Individuals and organizations that require security operations hire guards to perform the service. To scale down the idea to a manageable level. Imagine a church under a threat. It would hire guards as a security detail to protect the church regardless of if we are talking about a structure or a membership. If a community had converted to regionalism, the Regional Guard would operate as police internally and as border security. Local councils would hire guards for security at threatened locations, and the General Council would hire guards for general security tasks. Accounting always transfers credits to the Regional Guards account for the work they do as they impose debits on the accounts that utilize the services of the guards. Payment is done always as a bookkeeping reconciliation. Payment requires the reconciliation of accounts. This is a bookkeeping operation and does not require the personal transfer of what we know of as currency. Naturally, the things guards need are accessed through the market. The equity they earn from performing security work is transformed into the goods and services they need personally and corporately. As they purchase goods and services, equity is transferred from their credits to their debits. The inverse happens to the accounts from whom they make a purchase. No government involvement is required. Federalism is not necessitated. Regionalism is a decentralized way to provide even military service and all other related services such as policing, judicial services and so on.